Bonjour.
Hello everyone, Pantoufleee here today for a new review, and we're gonna talk about the Object 263, the tier 10 tank destroyer of the Russian tech tree. Later on these days, I'll probably do the Object 268 review as well, so you can compare both and don't wait too much time to know which one you should go for. But yeah, overall, before starting this video, I just want to talk real quick about this offer that is in the shop right now, the T15 and the Panzer 2J. Don't buy it, that's bullshit. The Panzer 2J is just sucks, simply sucks, you can't do anything, and the T15, let's face it, you're never gonna play it, and it's not the best tank ever. So no, overall, don't buy this. This is not for anybody. I will not call it a scam, because if I do, Wargaming is gonna clap my cheeks, but yeah, let's face it, don't buy it, this is bullshit. Now, let's talk about the Object 263. What do you need to know about this tank? Let's first talk about the armor. You have two weak spots. One easy to penetrate and one hard to penetrate, and all the rest of the tank is quite armored. The first weak spot is the lower plate. It's the same for everybody. You all know that at tier 10, mainly every tanks have a weak spot here. Object 268, it's here. IS-7, it's here. IS-4, it's here, etc, etc. But there is a second one, and this is probably the most upsetting thing about the Object 263, but at least this one is penetrable only if you use gold shells. That's the gun mantlet. That's probably the only tank in the whole game where the gun mantlet is an actual weak spot with gold shells. When people struggle penetrating this area because they can't see it, they are going to give a try to the gun mantlet with gold shells, and it's going to penetrate. Be careful about that. If they have more than 310 millimeters and you're not angling at all, it's going to be quite easy. Also, if you try to angle the tank, you need to be careful about this area here. It's hard to penetrate still, but if they manage to go through that, they are going to penetrate because there is literally no armor here and here. So be careful about that when you're playing the Object 263. After overall, the tank is quite armored. This place here is extremely angled and extremely hard to penetrate, except if you're a Nori with gold shells and calibrated shell as well. But also, this area is nearly impenetrable. Also, one thing you need to understand with the Object 263, if you're like this, I mean, let's say you have a mountain behind you, you're trying to go back. If you're gonna place your tank maybe like this, and you're gonna try to aim at the guy from above, they are gonna be able to penetrate that area here. All these stuff, it's not angled at all, and it's not armored as well. So be careful about that. But overall, the tank has an extremely great frontal armor. The main problem now is the sides. Side armor on the 263 is extremely weak. You don't want to side scrap, you don't want to do anything of that bullshit, you just want to stay straight in front of your opponent and wiggle just a little bit in order for them to bounce your their gold shells at your gun mantlet if you try to retreat. Wiggle a little bit, but I'm going to show you that in the live replay right after. So yeah, that's it. You have extremely weak side and extremely weak rear armor, and be careful, you have ammunition located all around the place here, so pretty much every time someone is going to shoot here, they have an amazing chance of ammo racking you, so be careful about that. But overall, after that, the tank armor is quite strong. Now that we talked about the armor, let's talk about the gun, which is, in my opinion, one of the best guns at tier 10. Why is that? Great aiming time, 3.9 seconds. Great gun dispersion, 0.26. Simply amazing damage per minute, nearly 4K. 3.8k damage per minute, 7.25 reload time, 290 average penetration with gold shells, 330 with premium ammunition, knowing it's a PCR, so it's even better, 460 alpha damage with your regular shells. It's amazing. It's simply amazing. The gun overall is amazing. The only problem you will face with the Object 263 is the gun depression. You don't have any, only 4 degrees, and let's face it, it's not enough to make it competitive on reach lines, etc. With this tank, you need to avoid mountains. Anything that has a little bit of everywhere you go where there is a height difference, you try to avoid that. So it's a tank that is mainly gonna be strong in towns or in flat terrain. You need to play it on flat terrains. You don't have a choice. If you don't do that, you're gonna struggle penetrating because you will not be able to shoot and use your gun depression because you don't have any. So yeah, amazing gun except for the gun depression. Now the mobility, amazing. Simply one of the best mobilities for a tank destroyer at tier 10. It's close to the grill, you go extremely fast, and you have an amazing armor. If you combine an amazing armor with an amazing gun with an amazing mobility, you have this tank. But still, it's not a tank that is made for new players because of its gun depression. If you want to make it useful, you need to have map knowledge, you need to know where to go in order to fight on a flat terrain, you need to be careful about not going too far, you need to know how to wiggle, etc. So overall, this tank is made for pros only. But if you're a pro player, let's face it, you're gonna do great with the Object 263. Now, how am I equipping it? Really simple. I go for the 3 last provisions, as always. And for the equipment, I go first for the gun rammer because I'm a tank destroyer at tier 10. I don't need to increase my average penetration. It's already great. So I go for the gun rammer in order to increase my DPM. After, I go for the enhanced gun lane drive to reduce my aiming time to less than 4 seconds. And finally, the refined gun, because with this tank, I'm going to try a lot of snapshots because I have the reload time to try it. After, I go for the vitality for the defense system because I'm not going to ram anybody. And it's one of the few tanks I'm using enhanced armor on because the 4% to hull and turret armor will allow me on this part here to increase my chances of making my enemies bounce when they play with gold shells against that part. That's why I'm using enhanced armor, and I really feel a difference when I'm using improved assembly or enhanced armor, so I would advise you to go for the enhanced armor. After, I go for the toolbox because the enhanced track is bullshit. Finally, specialization. I go for improved optics because usually I play my Object 263 extremely aggressively because I have the armor and the DPM for it. After, I go for the improved controls because my mobility is already great. I don't need that average speed more. I would rather have a better ultra-verse speed in order for me to avoid being circled by mediums. And finally, high-end consumables because you all know I'm using adrenaline on the Object 263, and as you have a great DPM, having the possibility of shooting more and more with adrenaline is better than having the possibility of decreasing the cooldown speed. That's how I'm playing the Object 263. Now let's go for the live replay in order for me to show you the playstyle. Alright, let's hit battle now and see what the matchmaking can do for us. But I hope we're gonna be on flat map. It's important to get the flat map. Okay, definitely not a flat map, thank you RNG. But that's good, that's good, because I can show you how the tank works in a terrain where you're not advantaged, which is cool. So I want to show you two things. The first one is how to wiggle with the 263 in order for you to bounce any kind of shells, or at least try to bounce them. And the second thing that I need to show you is how to play on a flat terrain, or at least make it work on the flat terrain. So I need to find a place because here there are eighths everywhere, there are mountains, ridge lines everywhere, so I need to find one of them and try to use it to increase artificially my gun depression. I'm gonna try here. Here is a good position. The main problem is that it's gonna expose my whole tank, but it should work. See, increasing my gun. Come on, let's wait. Oh, come on, I really missed though. I missed my HE, man. If it went through, that would have been awesome. But yeah, you can be lucky all the time. Oof. Come on. Why is the RNG against me like that? Okay, clearly the RNG doesn't like me. I feel like I'm gonna rage in this game. Yeah, by the way, the little slope behind, I don't know what it's called, but the thing I have behind my tank here, it's spaced armor and it doesn't count as real armor. If people shoot here, they are gonna bounce. All right, come on. The fuck is the 50 be doing here? Okay, E75 can penetrate me, doesn't have the last gun, except if he sees my... No, he can penetrate me. That's the cool thing about this tank. When you're playing it with... 4... Now you can't do anything against me, boy. Okay, nice. 4, 3, 2... Okay, for the moment, I have an amazing DPM, I told you. I told you have an amazing DPM. I would like my team to actually help me. I know I'm probably gonna take the shot from the... Yep. I'm gonna die. Can I bounce him, please? Nice. Okay. I took some hard shots, but at least I can probably kill the T92E1. Yeah. Okay, I'm safe. I'm safe, I'm safe, I'm safe. See, that's thanks to my great DPM. I went in. Was that a good idea or a bad idea? That's not my call. But yeah, see, I didn't show you the wiggle thing, unfortunately. But that's how it is. I can show you everything all the time. Alright, we go for a shot on the E75. Is he gonna try to shoot me? No, he goes for another one. I'm safe. Let's kill him. We did it, yeah. Alright, that's pretty much how you want to play it. You need to find a way in order for you to get around if you have flat terrain, and you can use your great mobility, as I did here, to simply circle. So yeah, we're gonna go for another game, but not mine, a subscriber replay that sent me simply one of the best games I've ever seen in the Object 263. So we have the pleasure of watching Devil from North, that I'm gonna call Devil because it's easier for me to say. That is gonna show you how to play the 263 and how to handle hard situations like a boss. So, how is he playing his tank? He's using his great mobility and using the booster, the engine boost at the beginning of the game to take an aggressive position in order to use his DPM on heavy tanks crossing. And just look at that amazing DPM the 263 has. Not a lot of tank can shoot twice a tank before it managed to go on the other side. Here he did it. He went for 2 shots on the mouse, maybe a third one. No, the mouse is not stupid enough to come back. He already took 2 shots. That's nearly 1k damage already done, at least 800. Now he's going on the IS-7. You have an amazing camo rating with the 263, so even if you stay in this position, if you don't shoot, you're not gonna get penetrated. He goes for some shots. Unfortunately, he gets unlucky on the second shot on the IS-3, but just look at that DPM, boys. Look at how impressive the 263 can be if you don't have to worry about your gun depression. If you are brawling in a 1 versus 1 situation against any kind of tier 10 tank, and it's just a 1 versus 1 DPM talking only, you're gonna destroy everything because your DPM is one of the best out there. He tried a shot on the mouse. I would have done the same by switching to APCRs because the mouse is quite strong, especially regarding its armor on the sides. But yeah, the turret is still butter, especially for a tank like the Object 263 with 290mm of penetration. You can go quite easily through the turret cheeks of the mouse. He still needs to be careful because the mouse really wants to get him. As long as he can snapshot the how is it called? The mouse, he's fine. He doesn't need to move from his position. He's just using his DPM and it's working perfectly fine because nobody is actually trying to hit on him beside the mouse. Now he's gonna push the mouse. It's a good idea because if you take a look at the map, it seems like all the enemy team is located on the other side, which means the mouse is alone. He's map aware and I love players like that. That shows me how of a good player he is. And yeah, pretty much he only has to deal with the mouse now. It's easy. The STI is probably locked. I don't know if the STI can go out of this position right now if Devil doesn't help him, but it's not the problem of Devil. He has damage to do, and oh boy, is he gonna do a lot of damage. You're gonna see during this game. He tried the snapshot on the T92E1. Unfortunately, it didn't manage to go through, but he still has places to be. He goes for a shot on the 75. Unfortunately, low roll here, not allowing him to finish him. Is he gonna switch to HE? If I was him, I would switch to HE. It's easier. Yeah, he switches, he goes for a shot, and derp Sia E75. Great use of ammunition right there. And now he's using his mobility. I love this replay for 2 things. It shows you every good aspect of the Object 263, mobility, DPM, and armor. And in the end, it's gonna show you how to handle a tough situation when you're one tank against multiple ones. He goes for a shot on the IS-3. IS-3 did not manage to see the guy before. He's only focused on the STI, which allows our little friend Devil to simply destroy him. Is he gonna switch to HE? Yes, extremely good choice of ammunition here. He goes for a shot. Now the Leo PTA is only 1 shot. Can he get him? He's gonna go for it. Come on, Devil, you got this. The Leo PTA is struggling. He's probably not gonna be able to penetrate, and he did not even manage to shoot. Nice. Now it's a 2 versus 2, but it seems like the 100 on the other side is gonna die. which makes it a 1 versus 2. It's hardcore for him because both of his opponents are nearly full life, so he needs... But he has this advantage. He has one of the greatest DPMs of all time. He goes for a shot on the 268, which is brave enough to try to brawl against the 263, and I told you, when you're brawling against pretty much anything in this tank in a 1 versus 1 situation and you don't have to bother about your gun depression, you're gonna destroy everybody. Just look at this 263. He went for an HE, he made 300 damage, but it's not enough. For 300 damage done by the 268, our little devil went and did nearly 1k damage. I love what he did against the T92E1 here. He tried to block his shot by showing his sides, because the missiles can penetrate spaced armor and tracks are counted as spaced armor. He goes for a shot on the 263, he's focusing the low life, he's doing the great thing here. He needs to crawl back now. Is he gonna be able to avoid being circled by the 292E1? Yes. He managed to sneak a shot. Is he gonna be able to sneak in another shot before the guy reloads? Is he gonna be able? Come on, come on. He doesn't manage to shoot before the guy reloads, but at least he bounced his shell thanks to its great armor. The T92E1 played badly here, but yeah, 268 wanted to get a shot. Unfortunately, we have an amazing reload time with this tank, and it didn't allow the 268 to come around and kill the 263 before he reloads. 9.5k damage, 6 kill, extremely well played, one of the best overall replays I have ever seen. You truly deserve your Hall of Fame, and really thank you, Devil, for sending me this battle. Hope you all enjoyed the review. If that's the case, feel free to subscribe, like and share. And don't forget, you're not here to be better, but to be the best. Pantoufleee, over.